Hello, believers, non-believers, and everyone in between. You're listening to Stories with Sapphire. I am Sapphire Sandalo. Now get cozy and open your mind because it's story time. Hi everyone, I'm back. I cannot remember if I skipped the live stream last week, but I'm back, baby. Hi everyone. Ooh, it is hot in here. So I don't know if you followed me on Instagram, but I recently I was out of town because I went to receive more batok, which is the Filipino hand tab tattoos. I got some more down my leg. You can go to Instagram if you want to see it at Sapphire_Sandalo. And something really cool happened while I was there, so I can share that while everyone's trickling in. I'll probably share it on the podcast at some point or make like a video of it. But so when I went in 2020 to get my first markings, I went with my two cousins. Oh, thank you, Adam. He says congrats on winning. I won most binge-worthy podcast at the Golden Cranes Podcast Awards last week. Woo! Very exciting. Thank you. So what did I say? Last time I went to get batok, my two cousins were with me, and it's one ceremony per day. So we each had a day. It was me, then my cousin, then my cousin. And on my cousin's days, each of them saw their name the day of the ceremony, but I didn't. And I was like kind of salty about it. I was like, oh man, like how come I didn't see like a cool sign? So this time around, when I went with my sister and my cousin, beforehand, I was like, okay, I want to see my name before my ceremony, or while we're here. And then I also set another symbol of affirmation where I wanted to see a dolphin with roses or like near roses. Because both of those symbols remind me of my Lola Biai, who is one of the ancestors I wanted to honor with my leg batok. And so on the day of my ceremony, I still hadn't seen my name anywhere. And we were like doing some errands, and I was like thinking about it, and I was kind of sad. And then we left like a pharmacy, and then in the parking lot, there was a truck right in front of me, and the license plate read Sapphire, like Sapphire, because Hawaiian license plates only have 6 letters, and my name has 8. And I was like, wait a second, does this count? And I took a picture of it. But like even then, like I thought that was cool, but even then I was like, I don't know if that's it. And so during the ceremony, the practitioner, Natalia, was drawing on me, and she was playing Disney music and musicals. And she was like, I never get to play this during ceremonies because people don't let me. And the song Circle of Life came on, and then the line Through the Sapphire Sky. And I was like, oh, Sapphire. And then we all like cheered. But even then I was like, I don't know if that counts. And then like halfway through the ceremony, we take a break. I check my phone, I check my Instagram, and I'm tagged by this random account called Happy Name Day. And I'm like, I don't know what this is. And I clicked on it, and they tagged me in a reel that said Happy Name Day, and it had my name on it. It said Sapphire, Sapphira, Zephyr, because apparently that day was like the name day for sapphires. So like that's kind of wild, right? That's so weird. And I felt like that was very much like that was a freaking sign. Like it's the name day for my name, and I wanted to see my name. Crazy. So I was like, okay, thank you, ancestors. And then the next day we were driving around and I saw a crystal shop called Lemuria, and I was like, oh my gosh, Lemuria. And then my friend who was driving was like, do you want to stop by? And we're like, yeah. So we just got in our car. We got out of the car, went into the crystal shop. I do a full loop around. I look at everything. And when I get back to the beginning, I see the front table and I stop because I see dolphin-shaped crystals next to rose-shaped crystals. First of all, I've never seen crystals shaped like that before, ever. And I pulled over my sister and I was like, oh my God, is this it? Is this it? And I took a picture of it. And I also bought the crystals too. So I have them on my altar so I can always remember how magical that was. But like, anyways, super cool. That's my favorite thing, is asking for like symbols of affirmation. Oh my God, it will just make your world feel so magical. I do it all the time. And I usually do see the thing. Anyways, so that's day in the life of a magical person. Life is cool. Anyways, all right, you want your first story? I think people have trickled in enough. Okay. All right, this is called the Sawmill Incident. Greetings, Sapphire. It's Sparrow. Marty needs a nap says name days are popular in Greece. They are to honor important people and their ancestors or saints. Oh my gosh. And I think those other names were Greek. Sapphira and Zephyr, right? Those are like Greek words, names, maybe. But like that was so random that like that day of all the days was the day. Pretty cool. All right. I wanted to share this story that my uncle once told me about what happened to a local in their community and my newly married great aunt and great uncle at the time. Names have been changed to protect their identities. This also isn't the only one about them. If you would like to hear another one, let me know. I'd be happy to share it with you. This is the Sawmill Incident. Vincent Farley lived out in the country working at the local sawmill in his community. He never missed a day of work and was always on time. Unfortunately, one night he stayed up late drinking with some friends and went into work with a hangover and still feeling the effects of the alcohol since he had never been drinking before. While he was working on one of the hurdles, he lost his balance and stumbled and fell face first into one of the spinning blades. Vincent was now cut from his forehead down to his chest, still alive, but losing blood. He staggered towards the exit and went out the door, walking down the long dirt road looking for help. Since he had volunteered on a weekend, no one was at the mill but him. In the distance, he could see a beige-colored farmhouse. Surely someone was home and could call for help. Vincent stumbled up the steps, using outside paneling to hold himself upright. Raising a trembling hand, he knocked on the wooden screen door before falling onto the porch. Inside, the loud thud from outside alerted the couple who lived there. Rosie opened the front door, letting out a terrified scream. Before her was the injured and bleeding Vincent. Looking over her shoulder to her husband, her voice quivering, she yelled, "Call the doctor!" By the time the doctor arrived, it was too late. Vincent had already passed. What surprised the doctor the most was a man with that sort of injury should not have made it as far as Vincent did. Too bad he had lost too much blood. After some time, Rosie and her husband began to hear noises of someone walking up the steps onto their porch, knocking on the screen door, then falling with a thud. Flicking on the porch light, she peeked out the window, just to see nothing there. "Must be Vincent," Guard mumbled as he looked at Rosie from over the top of his newspaper. She paled at the thought of her home becoming haunted, but she knew her husband was right. After all, this was the last place Vincent had been before he passed away, and he was only looking for help. Help that came too late. Thank you for sharing that, Sparrow. Very cool. There's also a mock Sapphire in Magic the Gathering, one of the best cards in the game. All right, this is called What Happened in That House from Bridget. Hi, I wanted to tell you about a house I lived in when I was just an infant, and my mom has told me the stories of what happened. My mom always said she felt a very heavy presence in the house. I was only 4 months old, so I wasn't talking yet. When she was walking past my nursery, she heard a voice call out, "Mommy." But as I said, I was not yet talking, so it was not me. Then one night, she was washing bottles, and these tin rooster canisters just suddenly popped their lids off and flew across the room. There were other creepy moments where my aunt woke up when she was spending the night in my nursery and someone was standing over her. But it wasn't anyone from our house, and it wasn't someone that was physically there, even though it looked like there was. The weird thing is, my mom never found out what happened to the family that lived there before. They left, but they left all their photos from weddings and births, baby pictures, and just anything you would possibly think a family would collect over the years for sentimental value. We even found baby teeth in a little box. Anyway, not sure if you can spend this in 2 on creepy story, but it was creepy enough to me. You can just call me Caitlin, even though that's not my real name. Oops, this happened in North Texas. You know what? Stories where people just like leave everything creep me the heck out, because it's like, why were they so scared that they couldn't even take a second to like move out properly? And it reminds me of the Los Feliz murder house. I'm sure all of you have heard of it, or maybe not. It's a really famous house in LA in a neighborhood called Los Feliz. Sometime in the 1960s, there was a family living there, and the husband was a doctor. And one day he just like lost it and killed his family. And when they left the house, or like, you know, they took all the bodies out, like, no, I think someone, I could be getting these facts wrong, but like, I think someone bought the house after that happened and then just like didn't do anything with it, and they left everything the way it was. Obviously the bodies were gone, but like the Christmas tree, the Christmas presents, because it was around Christmas time, it was all still there. And for a long time people could like go up to the window and like poke around, but like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if people live there now, but that kind of stuff like creeps me out. Also, Ghost Town Terror season 1, the house that Karen wanted to buy, the same thing happened. Like, people moved out in like the 60s or the 40s, and they left everything as it was. Let's see, 544. Okay, we're good. Let's do ba ba da ba ba da. I don't know why I started singing that. No, that one's too long. No, that one's like, all right, here we go. This is, hey, Saph, my name is Daisy or Daisy Shells. I have 2 stories for you. The first one is called Midnight Whisper. This happened about 5 years ago. I was 10, my brother was 13, my sister was 5. I was peacefully sleeping when I was woken up out of my sleep. I was very mad because I don't like being woken up out of my sleep. At first I thought it was my brother, but when I looked over, he was still sleeping. Not being able to GTS, I had went to the bathroom, and I guess the toilet flushing woke him up, because when I went in the room, he was up. We started talking for a few minutes, then we called it quits, and we had said goodnight and drifted off to sleep. Now, usually I was like, what does the GTS stand for? Go to sleep. Usually I'll go to sleep really fast, but I couldn't. I kept looking at the room across the hall. It was dark, and it's like something was just staring at me every time I looked at it. That's when I heard my mom call my name, Daisy. It sounded like her voice, but it was off. It sounded like a whisper. Now, I was like, my mind is playing tricks on me. That was until it called my brother's name. He heard it and he said, Days, you heard that too? I said, yeah. I thought my mom was talking in her sleep, but the thing is, she never talks in her sleep. So we tried to just play it off. But that's when it called our names again and again and again. I was getting tired of it, so I whispered, Ma? No response. Ma? Still no response. That's when I decided to get out of the bed. Of course, I saw movies where people investigated and got killed, but I was smart to not go fully in the room. I stood by the bathroom, in that creepy room. Ma? She answered. Did you call us? No. That's when I said, okay, and walked back. But when I walked back, it felt weird, like something was following me. I stopped my tracks and stared at that creepy room for about 15 seconds. That's until I felt something off and I hurried and went back to bed. I don't know what it was, but what I do know is I never heard any more names being called after that. Now I will tell you the other, but this is enough. Oh, weird. Yeah, there's something real creepy about hearing your name by something that is not someone you know. I don't know. Whew, okay. Right, one more, and then we're going to do our card reading. Vivid dreams. Okay, so this, no, I don't like that one. Okay. Hi, Sapphire. I was wondering if you can do a story of the Tokoloshi in Zulu mythology. Tokoloshi, Tokoloshi, or Hili is a dwarf-like water spirit. It is a mischievous and evil spirit that can become invisible by drinking water or swallowing a stone. Tokoloshis are called upon by malevolent people to cause trouble for others. One of my family members got a Tokoloshi sent to them by someone that envied them, so they did it. Since the Tokoloshi causes mischief from miscarriage to divorce, everything was going wrong. She lost her job to almost losing her house, but before that, the Tokoloshi appeared in her room one night and wanted to drink her blood, and then she hit the Tokoloshi in the face with a belt, and she saw who had sent it to her, because if you hit a Tokoloshi in the face, the mark would be shown on the sender's face. The Tokoloshi could have killed her, but that wasn't his intention. He wanted to make her life a living hell. So afterwards, he took her health, and she was getting weaker by the day. So she thought to herself she needs to get rid of it. She got a very strong pastor with an apostolic calling. She got rid of it and got a rosary from the pastor and never spoke nor saw the person that sent that goblin-looking creature again. My aunt is a medium. Her name is Megan. Ah! Oh my gosh. That's creepy. Oh, later. Sapphire, where can we find your something scary music? All the videos I do, every show that I do, I make all the music. Unless I specify it. Like there's been every now and then, I write the theme songs. I wrote the Something Scary theme song, wrote the Stories of Sapphire theme song, and I write mostly all of the background music that I do. Sometimes I'll use a stock thing if it's like very specific thing that I'm looking for. But yeah, and it's only because it's just easier than trying to like get stock music and like find royalty free music. And it's like I know exactly the sound I want, so I'll just make it. But thank you for all the people who always ask like about the music. People keep asking me to like release it, but I don't know, it feels weird. And then I also feel like it's easier for it to get like pirated at that point. So I'm like, I'd rather not. I love it when people remix my music. So like I have had people ask permission to like remix it and make trap remixes and stuff, and like I send the files to those people. But if you want to do like cool remixes and send them to me. Okay. Time for our reading. Let's see what animal we get. Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's gonna fall. Let's do this one. No. Ooh! Oh! Snake! I do love a snake. I love it. I love it. I love it. No! Damn it! I'm still here. My little light thing lost power. I forgot to charge it beforehand. Oopsies. This is so embarrassing. Where is my charger? I know, the cord's not long enough to charge it while I use it. Oh my goodness. Hi. Ugh, now it doesn't look as cool. That's okay. All right, snake. Where's my book? So the batuk that I got recently kind of looks like a snake. So that's why I like that I got this card. Norman, stop. I can hear my dog just like whining outside the door. Guardian of unawakened magic and creative potential. The snake is a symbol of our highest potential. It is said that Shakti, our creative life force, lies dormant at the base of our spine in the form of a coiled snake. Regardless of whether this image rings true for you, it's well worth considering the amount of unawakened or untapped potential within. What would life look like if you woke it up? How can you stir it from slumber? An experienced yoga or meditation teacher can lead the way. Make haste. The snake card appears when there is no more time to waste. When in balance, prosperous, creative, charismatic. When out of balance, starts and stops many things. To bring into balance, Kundalini yoga and meditation. Oh my gosh, I just hiccuped through that. Be the snake. Oh my gosh. Plot twist, Sapphire was the ghost all along. No, the ghost was the friends we made along the way. That'd be what a twist would that be if one day I was like, surprise, I'm actually a spirit. That'd be pretty sick, right? Anyways, that is the end of the stream. Thank you all so much for joining. Sorry my light went out. Now it doesn't look as like cool. So embarrassing. All right, y'all. I'll see you next week. Oh, and don't forget, Ghost Town Terror Season 2 premieres September 28 on Max, Travel Channel, and Discovery Plus. Woo! And if you're a member of my Patreon, you can join live watch parties with me when we talk, or you can watch the show along with me. So if you want to look into that, you can go to patreon.com/storieswithsapphire. Anyways, peace.